Today, we will look at a self-driving car technology company that recently had an IPO and discuss upcoming IPOs you should have on your radar. And we bet that you'll recognize some of these names. So if you've got the appetite for adventure and the nerve for high-stakes investment, let's dive deep into the world of IPOs and find out if there are any opportunities to seize that could change your life forever. We're putting under the microscope one recent IPO that stands out: Mobileye, a cutting-edge tech company specializing in self-driving cars, which went public again in October of 2022 after being acquired by Intel in 2017. We're also going to look at 4 familiar names that are all expected to go public in the near future and are each harboring unique potential and promising narratives. To set the stage, let's start with what an IPO is. Simply put, it's when a private company offers its shares to the public for the first time. This is done for various reasons, such as to raise capital for expansion, repay debt, or provide liquidity to existing shareholders. It's an exciting, transformative moment for the company and investors. But IPOs are not all sunshine and rainbows. There are risks. Let's illustrate this with some case studies. Meta, formerly Facebook, debuted on the market in 2012 at an IPO price of $38 per share. Shortly after, the share price fell to around $18, almost halving the value of early investments. Just imagine how you would feel if your investment lost 50% of its value in a matter of months. No matter what your risk tolerance level is, a drop this significant would scare any investor. But if you've bought the dip and held on, you'd be sitting pretty today, with shares valued at over $300. On the other hand, take Amazon. Its IPO price was a modest $18 per share in 1997. Unlike Meta, Amazon's stock price has rarely fallen below its initial offer price. Those lucky or prescient enough to invest then have seen returns that are nothing short of astronomical. Investors who invested in Amazon's IPO in 1997 have seen the share price rose close to 155,000%, turning a modest $5,000 investment into $7.75 million. But remember, not every company will soar like Amazon. Some will stumble early on like Meta, and others may even fail entirely. Investing in IPOs requires due diligence and a good understanding of the business, its financials, and its potential growth trajectory. Now, let's turn on the spotlight on Mobileye, a technological powerhouse making strides in the realm of advanced driver assistance systems, or ADAS for short, and computer vision chips. Mobileye, originally established in 1999, had its shares traded publicly until Intel snapped it up in 2017 for $15.3 billion. In October of 2022, Mobileye had a second debut on the stock exchange, valued at $17 billion, reflecting only a marginal gain for Intel. However, it is important to note that Intel still retains control of Mobileye and holds a substantial portion of Class B stock, having 10 times the voting power of Class A stock. Mobileye's second foray into the public market was met with enthusiasm, as its stock surged by 37% on the first trading day. Shareholders who invested in its IPO are now up more than 75%, with 7 months completed in 2023. Mobileye released its Q2 2023 results on July 27th of 2023, which showed some mixed results. Even though Mobileye beat Wall Street's revenue predictions for Q2 2023, with its $454 million revenue, marking a 1% year-over-year decrease, investors were not impressed, and the stock fell 6% in response. The company's adjusted net earnings also saw a 14% dip to $135 million or 17 cents per share, though it outpaced the consensus estimates of 12 cents. Mobileye, who has a firm grasp on nearly 70% of the global ADAS market, faces a slowdown brought on by various factors. Supply chain issues affected the production of its IQ chips in the first half of 2023, impacting its growth. Inflation, rising interest rates, dampened electric vehicle sales in China, and competitive pressures from other chip makers such as Qualcomm and Nvidia also posed challenges. These challenges were reflected in Mobileye's revised full-year revenue forecast for 2023. While the company initially expected revenue to grow between 17 to 22%, it revised its forecast downward to only 10 to 13% growth. Meanwhile, Mobileye is trying to stabilize its margins amidst this slowdown. Its Q2 2023 adjusted operating margin decreased year-over-year from 40 to 31%. But on the bright side, margins improved in Q2 compared to Q1. On a more positive note, analysts predict a 31% rise in Mobileye's revenue to $2.75 billion in 2024 as macroeconomic conditions improve and the automotive market expands, with compound annual growth rate projections of 23% from 2022 to 2027 in the driverless vehicle market. Mobileye might prove to be a long-term winner. However, the company is currently valued at more than $30 billion, which could indicate that much of its growth potential might already be factored into its current stock price. This underscores the importance of thorough due diligence before investing in any company or IPO. The company's growth prospects in the connected and driverless market are promising, but its short-term slowdown and high valuation pose significant risks. It is a powerful example of the opportunities and challenges presented by recent IPO investments. As long-term investors, we have recently initiated a long position in the stock. Still, we caution that you should do your own detailed investment research to determine if this stock is a good fit for your portfolio. Now, let's quickly look at a few big names considering upcoming IPOs. Discord, a popular platform among gamers, has expanded its reach during the pandemic, diversifying into chat, voice, and video services. Despite bear market pressures, it has rejected multiple buyout offers, suggesting a 2023 IPO might be on the cards. Reddit, the vast public forum with over 100,000 active subreddits, is also preparing for a 2023 IPO. It's attempting to show profitability, a crucial factor for investors, but it's also facing backlash from developers over high API usage fees. Databricks, a provider of cloud-based collaboration tools for data scientists and AI developers, is valued at $38 billion and boasts an impressive $1 billion in annual recurring revenue. While Databricks was planning on launching an IPO in the summer of 2023, its CEO told Bloomberg in June of 2023 that they would wait a little longer for markets to be more active before offering their shares to the public. Lastly, Stripe, the digital payments processor, offers an array of services from fraud detection to financial reporting and even supports cryptocurrency transactions. The details of its IPO are under wraps, but the interest it has generated is unmistakable. But before you consider investing in an IPO, remember that it can be pretty volatile. Consider a UBS study showing that approximately 60% of IPOs from 1975 to 2011 had underperformed the Russell 3000 index after 5 years. An analysis by Dealogic also found that nearly 40% of IPOs in 2011 fell below their offer price within 2 months of listing. Many factors can contribute to the underperformance. These include an overvaluation during the initial listing, economic factors, and performance issues post-listing. Also, remember that an IPO is typically an exit strategy for early investors and founders, meaning they believe this could be their best chance to cash out. Investing in IPOs can offer enormous growth opportunities, but it also carries risk. Remember, doing your homework, knowing what you're investing in, and assessing your risk tolerance before jumping in is essential. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you ever invested in an IPO? What was your experience? Share your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, hit the like button and share it with your friends. And remember, for more in-depth analysis and insights into the world of investing, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Until next time, keep learning and happy investing!